The budgets were $0, but dude, you know this. Like, it doesn't cost any money to show up to go to a park and film. You know, like a couple kids smoking a blunt and running from a cop. You just need $20 to get a police costume, and then you go return the shit and then it's free. So just find creative ways to tell stories for free. Like, dude, we would we would show up to places with like my big gimbal. It'd be raining. We'd have a dude dressed up in a full priest outfit with a Bible in his hand, smoking a fat joint, and we'd have the cops call on us. And the cops would show up like one time. They had their fucking gun out. They pulled their gun out because they're like, no, don't move. And we're all like, what the fuck is going on here? We got this Jesus smoking a joint. Like, it was hilarious. And
The
you know,
irony is like you're actually, I mean, of all the trouble that you guys probably got in, like you're doing something like we're actually just we're making art like
yeah,
that,
that's
and they're
exactly
like,
like, dude, it's always a student film. That's a good piece of advice that we used regularly. I don't care how old you are. I'm 30. I was 25 then. Don't look like I'm in college that much. But if you make a student film, they can't argue that shit. What school do you go to? Washington State. Are you gonna call my fucking professor? No, you're gonna see six kids out here on a Saturday night or on a Friday night when they could be out getting fucked up, causing chaos, which we probably still
you
did.
did after the
But
video, but
it you just have to do it, and you have to be honest, authentic, and real, and people are going to let you get away with stuff like the light rail people. You're not supposed to film down there without a pass. But if you just show up and start filming and you ask for forgiveness and not permission, are they going to make me delete my footage? I'm so much faster than them. I can run. Okay, like, you're not going to catch me, and you're not going to catch any of my friends. We've ran from the cops before too, so I don't
you
know.
had
Just
practice with that before getting into this.
yes.
Did you have a background in film? Like, did you go to school for this, or self-taught, or what?
Yeah, it's completely self-taught. That's another thing. Like, film school is a great opportunity. If you can afford to go to film school, try it out. I don't know. I didn't go, so I don't really know what it's like. But I can tell you that the best film school I've ever seen is just filming. And dude, all you gotta do is press a button and you're a director. So I started calling myself a director the moment I finished my first video. I want to be a director. Well, that's what I fucking am then. And you're gonna call me that too. And if you don't, I'm gonna prove to you why I am. So I film a video for you and I start directing you around, and people are like, oh shit, he is a director. So they tell their friends. And now you got a circle of five people who know about you as a director. And that just exponentially grows as you continue to create more videos and hopefully get better. I was thankful that, like, I started off pretty solid. I was making cool shit. So I've just made this my life since 19 years old. So it's 11 years of filming videos. I'm not rich, definitely not rich. Got like $20, but I'm happy as fuck. And there's not many people who can wake up every day knowing that, like, man, I got nothing, but I have everything. Do you know what I mean?
And I mean, I listened to you on another podcast before this, and you were talking about equipment and like creative ways. If you don't have the budget to get equipment, like what are some tricks you've used so that you can still make quality content without investing a bunch of money?
Yeah, man, that's a great question because there's so many different ways to do it. Well, I'll just start with, like, when we were filming with Travis, he didn't have any money. I didn't have any money. I didn't own any camera gear. So, like, our first couple of videos, we're borrowing cameras, lenses, and computers to edit the shit. The first one, we
And where'd you
actually,
get those? Like, if
I'll
somebody's
tell you.
interested in doing that, like, how did you go about doing that?
Well, originally, Tyler Dops was interning for Ryan Lewis at the time. He
Mm-hmm.
was like helping him out in a bunch of different ways. This was like just after the heist, and he had a Sony camera. Ryan Lewis did, and he let us borrow that to film what became Father Forgive Me. And when I got the camera, there's a memory card in it, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look on this memory card. It's Ryan Lewis on vacation with his wife, and it's just like photos of him and like what are they called? Sea turtles, not sea turtles, but like the things that look like dogs that are in the water.
Oh yeah, sea lions?
Yeah, sea lion. It was so it's just like him and like his wife, like with a sea lion. So that was our first experience borrowing a camera,
And for
and
anybody listening who doesn't know who Ryan Lewis is, he produced Macklemore's like most successful album, and
yeah.
they've done a couple together. So it's just so you end up getting it through another creative connection.
We did, but there's also other resources that we would use. In Seattle, there's camera rental companies called Glazers. I never had any positive experiences with them. I personally think everyone I talked to there was an asshole and they treated us like shit. But we could guarantee that on the day we needed something, we'd pay them and we would have the piece of gear, even though every time we fucking paid them, it was a different deposit. They treated us differently. And it's like, dude, we probably have more views than everybody who rents shit from you. And you have no idea you're treating us like an asshole. So treat people good, even if they look like they're bums, because you never know what they're making. But the last resource, which I would suggest currently, and which we did use, it's called borrowlenses.com. There's lensrental.com as well. And you basically just pay a price to rent camera gear for 3 days or more. And they send it to your house. They give you prepaid shipping for return. And it's as simple as that. And if you're organized, you know when your shoot's going to be, you have everything, you have all your ducks in a line, you'll be able to rent camera equipment that they film movies on, for a reasonable price. And that's a great way to make an entry into a market that is honestly saturated with extremely talented people with a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
more money than most of us. And um, a lot of people will tell you gear doesn't matter, and like I can promise you it matters.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
matters more than anything, to be honest.
What about on
And
the
then
editing side though? Because that piece is always tricky too. Just like software, and there's that the back end is as expensive as the front end sometimes.
oh yeah, I mean it's definitely as expensive as the front end because editing requires less money up front. You could have a pretty normal, like I got a 2012 MacBook and it edits video that I film still to this day. And it also, well, this is 2015 now, but you can get free programs that allow you to do the exact same editing that movies are being made on. So take that route, LumaFusion, DaVinci Resolve. You can do it on an iPad now. You could do it on your cell phone if you're clever enough. Like there is no excuse to be making video to not be making videos for yourself. I strongly encourage everybody to look up the free resources you have, man, because like this thing, dude, this camera is better than so many fucking cameras out there. And if you just turn it like this, oh, now you have a movie camera and you have portrait mode video now. Like, there's no excuse. If I had this shit 6 years ago, I wouldn't have been borrowing cameras. I would have been making iPhone videos and I would have been doing it well and I would have been happy doing it. And it would have led to more videos.
Yeah.
So just like use what you have at your disposal, borrow, borrow, borrow. And if you, one thing I did for my first camera when I lived in New York City is I went to Best Buy, opened the box. Hey, can I see that camera? Open the box, fuck it up. Ah, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this one. Come back the next day and buy it open box. You feel me?
Yeah.
It works, man. Like you got to be clever out here because you're competing against fucking corporations, people who are rich, and then people who already have what they need. So like to level that playing field, do whatever it takes, even if it's illegal. Try not to get caught. Fucking get a credit card, dude. Lie about how much money you make. Get a credit card. 18 months. I know it sounds ridiculous. Like there's a reason I'm broke, but like the truth is like I'll do whatever it fucking takes to make something and it's led to a pretty good life. So all I can tell you is my experience. Beg, borrow, and steal if you have to. Okay. Like stealing last resort, but do it if you have to.
Hey, if you like that video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and follow our page for new weekly content.